say you wanna watch a drama. You say you wanna watch a comedy. Well, you can watch it with your mama, or you can watch it with your daddy.
You'll even sit and watch it with your middle schooler, so you can come and talk around a water cooler. We're watching all day and all night.
Couch potatoes unite. Whoa, whoa. Couch potatoes unite. Whoa, whoa. Couch potatoes unite.
Hello, and welcome to a brand new mini-sode of the podcast entitled Couch Potatoes Unite! Which is based on a blog of the same name, because what's in a name? Well, you're about to find out. My name is Kylie, and I love TV. If you feel the same, keep listening and or checking out our website, couchpotatoesunite.wordpress.com, as you're bound to find some common ground or something you like. For Couch Potatoes Unite, we're all about the wonders in the unique long-form storytelling of the small screen. CPU! Is getting ready for summer and hopes you've been following releases of brand new episodes of the podcast on Wednesdays, as well as new blog entries on some Tuesdays, and as always, we have several more new episodes on the way. Because the panelists and I live lives behind our podcast, the episodes are published once per week. Subscribe to the blog or the podcast via iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and via Google Play to stay on top of brand new episodes. Episodes already published discuss a variety of shows around the water cooler, including but not limited to Stranger Things, iZombie, The X-Files, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., New Girl, The Originals, The Crown, Once Upon a Time, Orange is the New Black, and 13 Reasons Why. Plus, new episodes are in the works, including revisits for Grace and Frankie, Fuller House, American Horror Story, Doctor Who, The Good Place, Gotham, Schitt's Creek, Arrested Development, Game of Thrones, Supernatural, Will and Grace. The Marvel's Defenders panel will talk Season 2 of The Punisher, and the DCTU will revisit all 4 shows in the CW's Arrowverse. We'll be launching new panels covering Westworld, Jane the Virgin, The Americans, Riverdale, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Altered Carbon, Mr. Robot, and Charmed. And because we look back at shows now past, we'll be launching our Mega Star Trek retrospective into space, The Final Frontier, in the near future. We'll take a smallish look back at a short-term show from some kind of yesteryear, namely Freaks and Geeks, and we'll also retrospectively examine the 11 seasons of classic wartime sitcom MASH. By the way, did you know that CPU also from time to time goes live? We've been live from bunkers and comedy shows and Comic-Cons, and we just went live from Blue Bridge Games to take a shiny look back at Firefly. Plus, we're planning more live appearances and other cool stuff. So make sure you like or follow us at our Facebook page, our Twitter at CPU Podcast, our Instagram at Couch Potatoes Unite, or subscribe to the blog, our YouTube channel, our iTunes channel, our Stitcher Radio channel, or find us on Google Play. In the meantime, if you don't hear a show in this podcast format, fellow panelists and I still write reviews, and we always seek new panelists. So if you have any interest in joining the discussion, say hello by finding us at any of those outlets I've mentioned. At the very least, stop by and leave us a thumbs up, comment, or review. We like feedback, and who knows, someday you could be part of our potato profiles too. To that end, Chief Couch Potato and main moderator Kylie here. Today we continue another new feature on CPU! Our humble little podcast from Grand Rapids, Michigan has been going for 4 years, officially. And as always, we will be covering many more shows and introducing many more panels as time progresses. Yet have you ever wondered who the people are behind the first names and voices you hear on this podcast? Well, frequent panelist Sarah thought you might, because she listens to lots of podcasts and enjoys hearing about the personalities behind those podcasts, and so she thought you might feel the same about the Couch Potatoes Unite podcast. Fancy how that works. Today, then, we continue our feature called On the Couch With, wherein you'll be learning a bit more about those of us here at Couch Potatoes Unite! In our third panelist profile, our new associate producer of graphics and marketing and our longtime panelist, Krista, interviews our other new associate producer of special projects. It's a working title. And another longtime panelist, Selene, with some probing, thoughtful questions about her TV watching tastes. Remember, the interviewees in this feature do not receive the questions in advance. It's mostly spontaneous chatterboxing on the couch full of TV watchers, and, as always, we hope you enjoy it. Here comes the interview. You do want to go to there.
Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
Selene.
I'm Krista.
Hi, Krista.
Hey. So, my first question is a two-parter.
All right.
What is your zodiac, and where are you in the Jeremy Bear Me?
Well, my zodiac is Gemini Cancer cusp.
Sure.
But what is the Jeremy Bear Me?
The Good Place. Does Jeremy
Oh.
Bear Me?
Is that in season 3? Because I haven't seen season 3 yet.
Yes.
It's not on Netflix yet. I don't have real cable.
Oh.
I'm behind.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
I have Hulu. For whatever reason, we have real TV now. I don't understand it either. Something about basketball? It's perplexing to me.
Sports balls. It was just
So-
ironic. I used to play sports.
What one?
Softball and basketball.
Okay.
Volleyball for
I was
1
going to
year.
say volleyball. That sounds, yeah.
Well,
I'm like, where's the third?
They wouldn't let me be a spiker. They didn't want me to be a spiker. And
Why?
I wasn't the tallest one on the team.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know. I was mad. I thought I was good at spiking. Apparently I wasn't good enough for them to put me in that position. So I didn't play again. I stopped.
All right. So my first question, lots and lots and lots of television programs, especially like high school ones, they have a theater department and they do a show. Mm-hmm. So what is your favorite show within a show? And when I say show, I mean a musical production or a play.
You mean...
In the show, the characters are putting on a performance.
Well, Slings and Arrows. Or do you mean the actual show that they're putting on?
Both.
Well, my favorite show within a show
Yes.
would be Slings and Arrows, which was amazing.
Is that a television show?
Yes, sorry. My favorite television shows. You don't know what Slings and Arrows
No,
is?
I do not.
Oh my God. I'm teaching. That is a show. It's basically if there was a show following Stratford around
Sure.
and the artistic director of Stratford died and they
Okay.
had to bring in a new one.
I've heard
and
of this.
the that artistic director haunted the place. That's what Slings and Arrows is.
I feel like I've heard of this. Is
It's-
it British?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was Canadian because it's fake Stratford.
What musical do they do?
They do Shakespeare, so it's Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet in season 2 or 3. And
Sure.
As for my favorite, when they've produced a show within a show, well, that's hard because I grew up with High School Musical and I loved that so much. That
Okay.
even though you have no idea what the show is, you're just like, oh my God, I want to watch it. They put it on. And I was one of those kids who was the perfect age when High School Musical came out.
Sure.
And
I've never seen it, so
neither is Kelsey.
We are the
need to
same
have a
age.
party. We'll have a High School Musical party,
think.
which is a movie, doesn't count anyway. So I'm just failing all around right now. The other part of me has to say Glee,
sure.
when the only show they ever put on was Rocky Horror. So
And they did West Side Story.
oh, that's right, but that was after I stopped watching.
Okay.
I felt very betrayed by that show. It's fine. I was a hardcore Glee head.
Okay.
That pilot, which came out in May, and the rest of the show didn't air until, what was it, August, September?
Sure.
I was also hugely a Michelle fan, so I was just
Well, she is.
obsessed.
Her voice is-
And I mean, I was obsessed with Spring Awakening, so I followed her from
That
Spring
makes
Awakening into Glee, and then I was just like, oh my God, there's a TV show about people who love musicals. This is perfect. And then I fell in love with Quinn Fabray, and then they destroyed her character.
They did.
And then Finn outed Santana, and there was absolutely no repercussions for him, and I got real mad. So then I just stopped watching because at that point I was feeling more anxiety watching the show
We don't
than
want
I
that.
was without it. Like I literally would come out of that show and need like 4 hours to decompress before I could do anything, and I was like, this isn't healthy. I have to stop.
I had that with the last season of Mad Men just because I was so anxious about what was going to happen. All right, so this is just based on what I know about you.
Okay.
Who is wittier, Midge Maisel or Fleabag?
Who's Fleabag?
From the Fleabag show?
I don't know the Fleabag show.
Oh, I thought you watched it.
I'm gonna say Midge Maisel.
Never mind.
I know, sorry.
Well, I could ask you about Lenny Bruce, but that doesn't seem appropriate.
Who's Lenny Bruce?
I thought you saw Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
I saw the first season. Well, I haven't seen the last episode of the first season.
Lenny Bruce is the comedian.
Oh, the one that he gets her out of jail?
Yeah.
Got it. Never mind. Still.
Lenny Bruce is yeah.
Yeah, still Midge Maisel.
All right.
Sorry.
If you were parents were anything like my parents, they had lots of rules about what you were allowed to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Good. At least for the purposes of this question. So what show did you sneak and watch when your parents weren't home?
Well, from when I was really little, Power Rangers.
Sure.
They did not want me watching violent things, so whenever I was at somebody else's house, I was like, can we watch Power Rangers, please? After that, well, so my parents also were very against us watching like adult cartoons. But the ironic thing is when I actually watched them, I didn't like them. So, like, I remember my parents being like, you're not allowed to watch The Simpsons. And I was like,
The
fine,
Simpsons
that's
were
fine.
such a-
And then I watched it one night and I was like, why would I want to watch this anyway? I also remember once being at my Boucher's house and she had a TV down in the basement and all of us were down there and we were supposed to be watching something else and my cousin switched it to Baywatch. And I remember sitting there the entire time being like, we're going to get in so much trouble. You have to change the channel. He's like, we're only going to get in trouble if you tell on us, Selene. And I don't know, I ended up watching a whole episode of Baywatch, but I didn't know what it was. I just knew I wasn't supposed to watch it.
Sure.
So I do remember that too.
When I was in college, I was allowed to watch South Park not South Park, Family Guy, because I was an adult. So my then high school age sister used to sit on the stairs and we had a signal, so I would be watching it. So when she wasn't actually in the room, so she could watch it too. Apparently, I was cool. What was that first show that you had to watch every week, or you had to binge, or you had to watch it when it came out?
Weirdly enough, Madam Secretary.
That's recent.
Was it Madam Secretary? Well, what's the one with Gina Davis as the president, actually? Commander-in-Chief. Sorry. I think it was called Commander-in-Chief. It only lasted one season, but it was on during basketball nights.
Okay.
Like, I was playing basketball, so I absolutely could not watch and see it. But I begged my next door neighbor to record it for me.
That's really cute.
And my next door neighbor is like 48 years old at this time. And I
Sure.
was like, Ann, please. Like, and my parents were like, we're just not home to do it. Like, my parents couldn't do it. So they were like, it's fine. You can do it, whatever. So it was only on for like the one season. And I watched every episode. As soon as I got home, I'd like run over and I'd be like, Ann, can I have the tape? And because back when VCRs were still.
I know what
like,
VCRs
you
are,
know,
yeah.
I know you know, but. Who knows how young someone listening to me right now is, but. And then after that, because that was only one season, it was Bones.
Okay.
Bones was like my gateway drug into actually watching TV
All right.
every week.
For me, it was Lost. We watched it as a family, weirdly enough.
I got my family addicted. That's the thing. Like, okay, so actually, ironically, I ended up watching Bones because we didn't watch TV at my house, like, as a reoccurring thing. It was
Same.
just like, if
Yeah.
it was on TV, it was whatever. Usually sports were on at my house because my family's addicted to watching sports. So my friend was like, you have to start watching these TV shows. And she gave me like 4 of them to start watching. And this was like, I don't know, finale seasons. In 1 year, I watched the season 1 finale of Bones. I think it was the season 2 finale of Grey's Anatomy.
It's a
And
weird place to come in.
Right. I actually don't know what season it was. All I remember is that the hot vet, the dog died. And they had to go to the vet to have, and then Denny?
Yeah.
Denny died.
Oh,
Is that
that's
his-
season 3.
Oh, season 3
The end
then.
of season 2 was Christina's wedding. That didn't occur. But she looked so hot in that dress.
Well, I just saw the guy die that Izzy liked, and I was
then he comes
crying, and
back
I was
as a
like, I don't
ghost.
even know what's going on.
Later,
I'm
he comes
crying.
back as a ghost, and they have ghost sex.
I know. Ironically, I also walked into a friend's room, and they were like watching it, and I sat down. I was like, I think I know enough about the show to continue. And I was like, isn't he dead? How are they having sex? But I digress. So Bones, I started watching the finale of the first season, and then my parents bought it for me, and then they bought me the next 5 seasons every year for Christmas, and then year 6 they bought it for themselves, and I'm still a little bitter about that because then they continued buying them for themselves and not me.
That's kind of funny.
I know.
It's kind of cute. Too. Oh, parents. What show had the absolute worst ending?
My gut reaction is to say Warehouse 13, but not the actual ending episode, just the entire last season, the entire 5th season where they just decided that they were going to do all this crap that was not. It just
Warehouse 13, which one was that?
That's the one where it's like slightly steampunk and they are.
that's not what
Have
I
you
was
ever seen
thinking
The
of.
Librarian? It's kind of like The Librarian.
No.
No.
No, I was thinking of something else. What's the other fire one? It's after 9/11. It's in New York. There's firemen.
Nope, this has nothing to do with fire.
Okay.
It's just they go and collect artifacts that have like magical properties
that
or
sounds fun.
mystical things, and they have to collect them to keep the world safe from people using them badly.
Okay.
And in my thing, when I said I want H.G. Wells's outfits, that's Warehouse 13. And H.G. Wells is a woman, and it's Jamie Murray, and I'm in love. And I'm
Sure.
also in love with Micah. Her name, I don't remember. What's her real name? Never mind.
Awesome. In all of TV land, whose house would you want and whose room? They can be different.
TV Land. That's a lot of.
We can narrow it down if you'd wish.
So, like, my first instinct
That's where we should go, always.
is Sabrina's house from The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
I'm really
But I'm
exci- I
kind
was
of
gonna say
terrified
Sabrina
of that.
the Teenage Witch.
Like, I absolutely love it, but at the same time, I'm like, do I want to have a house where there's a morgue in the basement? I mean, in all honesty, granted, I might have in college lived in a house that used to be a morgue, but there weren't dead bodies currently down there that I knew of, so who
Fair.
knows? But
If it was regular Sabrina, you'd have a linen closet that brought you to a, magical place.
yes, true. But I don't know.
The dead bodies in the basement.
No, I was going to say, like having the garden where if I die, you just bury me in the ground and I come back. That would be pretty sweet. So,
I haven't seen
What
it,
is that,
so I'm
Job's?
thinking like Pet Cemetery.
oh, well, no. It's so good, though.
Not my thing. That's fine.
As for whose room would I like? I don't know.
Okay.
In person of interest, I would love to have.
The loft?
No. Have you seen Person of Interest?
Yeah.
In the sub train station, I would want that room. That entire either that or specifically in the actual train, but like if I could have that room of the train hideout, that would be great.
All right. Who is the worst cast character? Like they just weren't right for their role. They didn't do anything wrong. They meant well.
There's so much TV.
There is.
It's hard because I don't typically remember the people I don't like.
Sure.
Because I'm just thinking of people I hate, and just because I hate their character doesn't mean that they were badly cast. It just means they're good at being a person I hate.
I actually have an answer for this one.
What's your answer?
Jonathan Rice. The guy from Tudors. Henry VIII. Jonathan Rhys Meyers. It wasn't right.
In that sense, that makes sense because that's a historical one. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, with most TV shows, unless they're coming off of something... Wait, well, in that case, it's almost hard. Like, if you don't have an originating...
Sure.
Something to go off of.
But there are some people that just aren't meant to be... Like, they're not believable.
This is not a TV show, but I would have to say the guy in Aladdin who plays Jafar was badly cast. I just saw that. That's the only reason that's coming to mind.
I'll take it.
He wasn't scary enough. Or he didn't, I don't know. I just felt like Jafar needed more. He just wasn't it.
So after you watch those high anxiety programs and everything what's your feel-good show?
The Good Place. I do everything to, like, if I don't have something currently, like, okay, let me rephrase that. So Kelsey and I watch a lot of TV together, and it's really hard to watch a TV show without her. For the most part, she has Supernatural that she watches because I don't watch Supernatural. I don't really have a TV show that she doesn't watch. Or if I do, like, I just started watching Black Lightning, and she found out there was a lesbian in it, which is why I started watching it. She's like, why are you watching it without me? And I'm like, because you said you didn't want to watch it. She's like, well, that was before I knew there was a lesbian in it. I'm like, woman. So any whatsoever. I always go back to The Good Place. It doesn't go the other way
with straight people. Social commentary.
But... I'm sure eventually we'll get to a spot in our lives where it's okay to watch TV separately, or at least, you know.
You just got married.
I know.
Congratulations,
thank you.
We recorded Krista's interview on the day you got married.
Oh, nice.
We referenced it also then. We are not doing a thing because of a thing that's happening later.
That's what that meant. I listened to it. I was like, what does this mean? I don't get it. So The Good Place is what I put my entire, like, dresser together in my headboard to almost the entire first season.
Okay.
On my rewatch. I've been rewatching it a lot.
Do you have a favorite episode?
Probably the one where Janet's glitching so hard because Janet is my all-time favorite.
Janet is the best, yes.
Love her.
Most of Janet's one-liners are just, even on a kind of not so perfect episode, those are. Last question. If you could bring any show back, what show would you bring back and why?
Xena. Because it is everything that I ever want in a TV show and more, and I love Xena, and it was like that. It was the very first TV show I ever went and bought the entirety of, and I don't know, it's just one of those things where I always like to be like, we should watch Xena, like, you should watch Xena with me, and it's such it's so 90s.
I caught like 30 seconds of one episode one time, and that's my extensive.
I would have I've only seen like 4 or 5 episodes of Buffy, but it's very like
I think
the first season of Buffy, where it's just like even the way that they shoot the episodes, and it's such a high. There's not realism.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, but like the way it's filmed, the way there's such comedy to everything that even when it's serious, it's in a weird like.
It's something with the lighting, I think.
Yeah.
But
it just takes me back to my childhood in a weird way that, like, I don't know, most TV can't. And I love it. And I just remember watching it randomly on TV and being like, that woman does awesome things. I could someday do awesome things, like backflip through the air and throw a circle thing at other people. I now know it's a chakram. It's fine.
Well, thank you so much. I feel like I should make some sort of pun about sound, but I'm at a loss.
It's all right.
Couch Potatoes Unite! Exclamation point was produced by Back Pocket Productions, run by yours truly, the Chief Couch Potato, which is really another way of saying executively produced by me, Kylie Piette. My associate producers are Krista Pennington and Selene Rezmer. I edit this podcast, and our logo is by Rebecca Wallace. Our marketing graphic artist is Krista. Our theme song was written by Sarah Milbratz and sung by Sarah, Amy McDaniel, and Kelsey Rezmer. Kelsey played the keyboard, Ian McDonough played the bass, Christian Somerville played the guitar, and the whole kit and caboodle was engineered and produced by Kyle Aspinall and Christian. We hail from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Please, if you like what you hear, take the time to rate us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or Google Play, or wherever you find your podcasts. Give us stars, give us comments, give us reviews. Let us know how we're doing. Send us a message. We might just read it on the podcast. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, what we should keep, what we should toss. You know how it goes. And if you have suggestions on shows we might consider, contact us at our website, couchpotatoesunite.wordpress.com, where we have a guest book, via email at couchpotatoesunitepodcast@gmail.com, or via our social media, Facebook, Twitter at CPU Podcast, and Instagram at Couch Potatoes Unite. Though, of course, we add new and old shows to chat about around the water cooler all the time. We always have several more new episodes coming down the pike. Just listen to our intros. And if you miss old episodes or want to know in general what we cover, just find us. We are everywhere and searchable wherever you look for things on the internet. You can search for us, or you can subscribe at our website, our channels, our social media accounts. Stay up on our new events and episodes. In our next On the Couch With, Selene interviews our most frequent and involved panelist, as well as one of our moderator team, Krista. Plus, we're in our busy summer season, and some luminary events and milestones are coming along the horizon, including our gigantic Star Trek themed series and our 200th episode. I can't believe we're already there. Stay tuned for all the wins and what fors. Also, you may have already noticed that our voices are constantly changing. That's because our panels are comprised of viewers like you, and as we move through the summer, you'll be hearing some brand new voices in addition to all of your favorites who've been around. If you'd like to talk about TV too, let us know. You could be one of our panelists. Contact us at our Facebook page, our Twitter at CPU Podcast, or our Instagram at Couch Potatoes Unite, or send us an email at couchpotatoesunitepodcast@gmail.com. You can also suggest shows for us to cover. We take your suggestions to heart, as we're a podcast by the people, for the people. We are United Couch Potatoes after all. In the meantime, new episodes of Couch Potatoes Unite! Will return with regular water cooler episodes on June 26th. Our new episodes will no doubt feature any of the following: Fuller House Season 4, the first episode of our new Jane the Virgin series panel, or the first episode of our Westworld panel, schedule permitting. And all of your favorite summer panels will be reconvening around the water cooler soon, including the DCTU panel, the Supernatural panel, and the American Horror Story panel. So until next time, until next episode, new episodes published every Wednesday, except for this week and next. Keep listening, keep watching, stay tuned. Bye-bye.